Hello, and welcome to our third devlog for Red-Handed. As I'm recording this video, the rest of the team is currently writing the complete narrative for this act. I'm not part of the narrative writing process, but what I can say is that there's a lot for you to experience in this game, so you can stay tuned for that. I might show you the narrative in the next devlog, but with a major spoilers warning, so if you don't want spoilers for our game, please don't watch the next devlog. But that's a big maybe. I'll put it in at the start of the next devlog video. But anyway, in this devlog, I want to talk about our art and animation process and how we turn 2D art into an isometric environment in 3D. Our art is purely hand-drawn by Izzy, or Isabelle. You can thank her for the honestly very amazing art style in this game. She's more specialized in the cartoonish aesthetic, as you can see with the characters and room design. And when she draws out the room itself, she takes into consideration the characters that a room belongs to. For example, the host's studies room with dark red colors, props like the model ship you see on the table, and the piano facing the window. Izzy would have liked to talk more about her art right now in this devlog, but I don't really want to disturb her as she's currently busy working with the rest of the team in narrative writing. I can tell you though that she spends way too much time in her artwork to the point where she does an all-nighter. But you can see how dedicated she is in her art department. And if you're wondering what she uses in her art process, she draws in Clip Studio Paint with a 60-inch Wacom Cintiq tablet. Hopefully I pronounced that right. So, right now I'm going to show you a short slideshow of her concept art. So if you're wondering, damn, she's a pretty good artist, she'd be delighted to hear that, but how do we get her art into the game? The camera is isometric, and drawing a room purely isometrically is not the best way to achieve that, because our detectors also has to be able to walk around the room when you click at a certain spot, and it will involve Izzy being locked into the isometric tile grid, which is something that she doesn't want her to deal with. And then there's sprite ordering, when characters walk behind objects like a table. So how do we define that? That's when Bailey comes in. We're using a texture projection technique to achieve this effect. Basically, model out the room in 3D, then project the art onto the surface, and then when you put the camera at just the right angle, we achieve the isometric perspective. If you don't know what texture projection is, it's very common in the film industry. Arcane on Netflix, that League of Legends show, uses a similar technique to achieve the stunning visuals, turning hand-painted textures into a memorable 3D character model. For our workflow, Bailey models out the room using Blender, or grey boxing room in technical terms, and then once Izzy draws the room art, she hands them over to Bailey so he can project the art as textures onto the grey box and then imports them into Unity. For the detective, bringing the character to life via animation is a hard job for her. She will have to draw multiple sprites of the same character in different poses, and not to mention that time could better be spent drawing other rooms and characters, which is more important. And that's where I come in. I planned to use Unity's skeletal animation system in the beginning of the project, but I never used it, nor did I use Twine animation at all. I was allowed about 3 weeks to learn it, experiment with the animator to know all the tools and settings to create the animations you now see in the game. I considered using other tools like Spine and Dragon Bones, and while they offer better tools and arguably makes the animation process more better, one costs money and the other hasn't been updated in a while. So I was stuck with Unity, but it doesn't matter. I learned Unity's skeletal animation by importing an example project with the Unity Girl. It's already rigged, all I have to do is decorate the animations. I made walking animations, running, and whatever that is. I'm going to leave up to you to judge how well I did it, and I'll show you on screen right about now. Once I felt confident, I got easy to separate the detective limbs so Unity can detect them. I had to make a few minor adjustments, like just merging different layers in so it's more easier to animate in, and it's ready for rigging. I'm not gonna lie, I had to redo my rig about 5 times, making minor adjustments to the weights. And finally, animating them. I made 6 states: idle, walking, running, interact, grab, and journal. However, after animating them, they actually told me grabbing objects like this is not going to be a thing in the game, so I just animated one unnecessary animation, but I'm gonna keep it in there, so that's still fine. I also worked with Bailey to hook the animations into the game. I thought it was mostly Bailey doing the majority of the coding because I am completely rubbish at it. I only create the parameters in the controller and he codes them into the game. So thank you for that, Bailey. Glad to be on the team because I am completely rubbish at coding. So that's my animation process in the game. It wasn't my first time doing Twine animation because I first learned animation with drawn frame animations, but most of those animation principles carried over to Twine, and I feel like I did a good job of that. Of course, that's up to your opinion. I'm also waiting to animate the other NPCs, like the host, butler, and the chef, but Izzy got other important things to do, like the narrative, and B, I'm now focusing on marketing, so I'm afraid that you will see the other characters come to life in a post-release update. So if you like our game and want to stay up to date with our additional content, subscribe to the channel or follow our itch.io page for future updates. And also, leave a comment down below for your feedback. We really do appreciate it at this time of development. And with that, I think that's pretty much it for this devlog. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. See ya!